All right. Hello, everybody. It's the Chaplain here coming to you live. This is Misery Loves Easy Company. Kind of a little play on words because three of us currently live in Missouri. The one that doesn't live in Missouri is from Missouri. And Missouri and misery are pronounced the same way, although they're spelled differently. Myself and Admiral Balch are the allies, with Admiral Balch doing the bulk of the lifting over here with these US, UK, Chinese. Well, not Chinese so much, but the Chinese are just bankrolling monies. It's looking pretty good. I feel confident, Rounds 3, 4, and 5 really look lopsided for the Axis, and I'll be honest, I don't feel super lopsided right now. The Japanese had a huge stack here in Burma, and the British destroyed it. They've still got some things, okay, cool, whatever. Random Japos over here, so we're going to take care of that. Not this turn, obviously. Nothing is in range, but we got some interesting things happening. I am the late allies, so that's Commonwealth, France, and Russia. So let's jump right into it. The Commonwealth had 23 to spend, so I'm going to buy 3 submarines and save 5. We do have a couple of combats since we're over here. Let's go ahead and look at this. The tank in Ethiopia is going to blitz into Anglo and liberate it for the British, and then attack Kenya, along with the artillery and Italian Somaliland attacking Kenya. So that is liberated for the Brits. You're welcome. And then we'll try to get Kenya back for you. Tanganyika, or T-Town, the 2 tanks in South Africa are going to drive up through Rhodesia into Tanganyika and reclaim that for the Brits. I apologize for the shoddy camera work. It is freezing out here in my garage, even though I've got this really nice heater. I think that's all of the combat on this side for the That's not true. The Commonwealth, up here, I've got 2 infantry in Kaluga that are feeling froggy. They're going to go hit Archangel. So I get to do that. Over here, 2 submarines in P-57 are going to go 1, 2, 3 and try to sink this carrier because I can. The planes can't hit me. I get first strike. If I sink the carrier, I also sink the transport if the battle plays out as such. I think that's the only combat on this side for the Commonwealth. So let's do that. Let's go to the tray. Set you down precariously. Oh no, and it's all cockeyed. I let my daughter use it. She's 6.5 and she was trying to make a video with her new digital camera because apparently it's 2009 and I love it. All right, so let's do some combat. In Kenya, you have a tank and I have a tank and artillery. So let's do that battle first. Here's the attack. I got a hit with my artillery and your Italian armor defends and misses. So Kenya is liberated for the Brits. I think that puts their money to 35. I could be wrong. The Italians down to 13. I could be wrong. But there are no more Italians in Africa. Cool. All right, so I have 2 submarines, and you have an aircraft carrier, but I get surprise strike. If they both hit, your carrier is gone with no chance to defend. So, surprise strike. I got no hits. All right, your carrier gets a chance to defend, and you hit 1 sub. I get another surprise strike, which I hit. So you have a damaged carrier. You get a defensive shot, which you missed. I get a surprise strike, which I hit. I sunk your carrier. Let's see if you sink my sub. And you don't. So your carrier and your transport are gone. I believe I did that right. I could be wrong. I don't think that I am. And your planes can land, unfortunately for me, and so they have to land in Sumatra. So I lost 1 submarine in that exchange. I have 1 submarine left in P-52, and it will be convoying the Japanese monies off of Sumatra. Yes! Man, that feels good. Okay, that is it for the Commonwealth combats. The Wombat combats. Let's look at some non-combat movements. I'm going to leave him there. Those roll in combat. Oh, I didn't roll that up there. I'm so sorry. I got 2 infantry against your 1 infantry, and I can roll all of that together. So sorry. My 2 dice are the white ones. That's your defense. Here we go. Archangel. Nobody got any hits. Round number 2. Nobody got any hits. New dice. Well, yeah, new dice. Let's go. Round number 3. Everybody frickin' hit. All right, cool. So the German is gone. 1 Aussie is gone. And where's my chip thing? There it is. The Russians go up to 30. The Germans go down to 52. I think. I could be wrong. Worse things have happened. Okay, now non-combats. The tank and artillery are going to stay there. So that's just keep that in your mind for the disposition. That guy's going to stay there, the infantry in Western Canada. The 2 infantry over here are going to stay there. I'm going to move this submarine from P-59 up to P-57. The infantry in India is going to stay there. All right, cool. Place my new units. I'm going to place 1 submarine in A-50 and 2 submarines over here in P-59. I'm at 21 on the tracker. 21 on the tracker plus the 5 that I saved gives me 26. Plus my national objectives. I get $2 extra for Ethiopia and Italian Somaliland. So 28 to spend on my next turn. I like that. It's almost like I'm making Italian money over here. Yeah, I don't get those at all because you have all of them except for Dutch New Guinea. All right. You don't have New Britain either, but I guess that's just for now. All right, so that's Commonwealth. Disposition, artillery and tank in Canada, 2 infantry in London, 2 tanks in Tanganyika, infantry in South Africa, sub in A-50. Oh, sorry, this transport in 52 is going to move up to 54, just as a last-ditch effort to slow the combat, potentially. Tank artillery in Kenya. Looking for Commonwealth and Archangel. Weird. I like it, but it's weird. Infantry in Calcutta. Sub in 52. Sub in 57. 2 subs in 59. 5 infantry. 3 fighters. 1 artillery. 2 AAA in Queensland. 1 infantry in Dutch New Guinea. That is the Aussie turn in its entirety. Great. France. The cruiser's going to stay put. The fighter's going to stay put. Why is there a tank up there? Do you see that? Probably not. What is that blue tank doing up there? What the heck? I don't know who put that there, but there is not a French tank in London. I've never given that in a disposition. What the heck? All right, well, I'll get rid of that. Cool. Russia spent 5 on tech, which we got, and we had 36 to spend, which is 9 artillery. We do have a couple of combats. We do have a lot of non-combats. Let's focus on the combats first. All right. You'll see up here, I have 4 artillery. They don't exist in the game. But because I'm going to be chipping a bunch of stuff up, I put them up here to grab if I need to grab them. Okay? So, I have an infantry from Bryansk going into Western Ukraine. I have an artillery. I'm just going to take off the chip. In Tula, and it's going to drive 1, 2 because it can do that. So I took the chip off, it's in my hand, and I put a piece over there that I grabbed from up there. Cool. I'm also sending the fighter, which can go 1, 2, 3, and he will land back in Tula. So that's not a problem. I think that's the only combats, to be honest. I was kind of feeling froggy. I'd maybe take a stab at Belarus, IDK. Feeling cute, might delete later. I don't know. Excuse me. Anyway, actually, I think that's the only combat, so I guess I don't need any of these. I'll leave them up there, though, because I'm going to chip stuff up and non-com stuff around. So let's go to the tray. I have an infantry and artillery with a fighter. against your infantry. And I got 2 hits. And your response is a miss. So I take back Western Ukraine. Cool. Balch is probably kicking himself right now. Rob, why would you do that? I don't know, Balch. I don't know. All right, non-combat movements. Over here, set that down gently. Man, really kind of jacked up my stand here. Sorry, folks. 6 infantry from Siberia, and the artillery and 2 AAA from Siberia, all down to Amur. 2 infantry from Saka down to Amur. That's it on this side. I'm not going to give you the disposition yet because I might have to add stuff to it here in a minute. All right, here's where it gets tricky. This mech is in Stalingrad. I don't know if I want to leave him there, though. This whole spiel you see here is all in Tula, but it's about to get broke up. All right, from Tula into Kursk, I'm sending 3 mechanized. Nope, not into Kursk. Into Tambov. From Tula, 3 mechanized. The tank in Stalingrad is going to join them, which gives me 4. So let's just get this cleaned up as we go. 2 infantry from Samara are going to walk into Tambov, along with 5, 10, 13, 15. So that's 16, 17. Come on. 17, 18, 19, 21. All right, we're going to have 21 infantry in here. All these infantry are coming from Tula down to Tambov. 21 infantry. 2 tanks from Tula down to Tambov. 2 artillery from Vologda are going to drive down through Samara into Tambov. And here's where we're going to start chipping stuff up. 2 artillery came down. There are 8 more artillery from Tula coming down. Right, so that is 5, 6, 7, 8 coming down. So those are just chips right now. And then we'll send a 9th artillery from Tula down to Rostov. So there are 4 artillery left. All these are gone because I'm chipping stuff up. There are still 2 artillery in Moscow, and they are going to move up into Tula. Those are extra. So 2 more would give me 5 in Tula. There were 4, now there's 6, so it gives me 6, not 5. A AAA is going to move into whatever I called it, Tambov. That's an artillery. Actually, I don't know what that is, so that's my loss. These were all the extra ones we didn't touch. I need 1 more AAA because it's going to stay there. All right, so there's still a AAA in Tula. From Vologda, I can rail 2 infantry. Because it's worth 1, and we have a +1 for our spoils of war cards. How about this? How about I walk 1 into Archangel, and then I'll rail 2 down into Tula, which then gives me 12 right now. Ooh, shoot, fire, spit, stink. 12. All right. And then the 5 in Moscow are just gonna walk into Tula, which gives me 17 in Tula. The fighter from Western Ukraine. Oh, dude, you can't even see half of this. Gosh darn it. I didn't realize my stupid camera had fallen over. Guys, I'm so sorry. At least I say everything. The fighter from the Western Ukraine battle is going to go back and land in Tula, because that's the only spot it can reach. Get all those tanks up there, but you can't get all those infantry up there. We'll bring a AAA from Moscow into Tula, and the tactical from Moscow into Tula. All right, one of the infantry that was in Tula is going to go stand in Bryansk. All right, I think I'm okay with all that. I believe Russia is at 31 on the tracker. I'll have to place my units here in a minute. Actually, I have to do it right now. Excuse me. All right, cool. So let's place units then. I'm going to put 3 artillery in Samara, 3 in Tula, and 3 in Moscow. So let me get some chips. 3 in Tula. That one's easy. I'll just add a green chip. All right. 3 in Moscow means I need 2 grays. And 3 in Samara means I need 2 grays. All right, so I placed 9 infantry. 3 here, 3 here, 3 here. All right. I don't know what your plan is, but hopefully mine's better. I don't know. All right, and then for money, I'm at 31 on the tracker. So I have 31 in my pot right here. I get a +2 because I have northern Iran. So that gives me 33 total to spend next turn. I don't have any other of those. I do have Lend-Lease, however, so let's do that. We have to go to the tray for that. I feel like a big doofus. All right, let's do the Middle East because it's not blocked. In the Middle East, I get a 4, which is $3. So that brings me up to 36 to spend on my next turn. And then in Amur, I get to see if you block it, which you did not block it. And that is also a 4 in the Pacific, which is a tank. I get to put a tank in Amur. Sweet. Glad there's AAA over there. All right. Let us do the Russian disposition. And then we can move on to round number 5. In Archangel, infantry. In Smolensk, infantry. In Western Ukraine, infantry, artillery. In Bryansk, infantry. In Iran, there are still 2 infantry. Okay. In Tunguska, AAA artillery, 3, 4, 5, 6 infantry. Samara, 3 artillery. Moscow, 3 artillery. I'll do the 2 big stacks here in a minute. Amur, tank, mech, art, 2 AAA, 8 infantry. All right, let's set this down really quick. Hopefully my shirt, belly, or whatever happened doesn't knock my camera over again. In Tambov, 2 tanks, a AAA, 9 artillery, 4 mechanized, and 5, 10, 16, 17, 18, 19 infantry. 19 infantry. In Tula, fighter, tactical, 2 AAA, 9 artillery, and 16 infantry. That's the Russian disposition. I did the money, I did the Lend-Lease, I did all the stuff and things. I'm the chaplain. I'll be praying for you.